Hey everyone, how are you? It's been a couple of weeks since my last recording, my last video, and wanted to give you an update on where things are and how I'm doing. The last time I left you a message, I did a video, we were talking about the doctor having identified that I needed to have a second HIPEC surgery. Again, that is where they open me up surgically, my abdomen, and they pull out anything visually that appears to be a tumor, whether they don't necessarily know if it's benign or cancer, but the idea behind it is to surgically remove anything that could be cancerous, and then to treat that open surgical area with warm water and chemo medicine directly to the wounds or to the open area, to that cavity. And that stays in there for a couple of hours. And then when we get done, they stitch you back up and then you're off to recovering. It was a particularly intense session with the doctor because he went through everything that could be or could happen. And it was a little overwhelming and scary. And, dealing with colon cancer, one of the things surgically that you have to contend with is the possibility of a colostomy bag. It freaks me out a little bit, I'm not going to lie, but I've heard from a number of people who have friends or family that have had one, that it's something that you can get used to and not to worry about it too much. And so I'm trying not to do that. There's so much in that surgery that you just don't control. And you really have to surrender to the experience and trust the people that are working on you. And I'm so grateful I have Dr. Taraga and all the amazing doctors and nurses from Yale New Haven to work on me. So that's such a huge blessing. I think when I found out we would have to do the HIPEC again, there was a part of me that was really down about it because I kind of hoped maybe we could do it laparoscopically and not have as much of a recovery time. But not to be the case. We will do, in the coming weeks, I have a number of different procedures that I have to do in advance of surgery. So I talked to the doctor last week, and he informed me I needed to have another colonoscopy. So we somehow moved mountains and got that in. So that's this week. The following week, we will do laparoscopic kind of surgery. It's a pre-game step that Dr. Taraga likes us to do. He wants to make sure that the disease is kind of minimal and not as big as he thought it would be. The following week, we will do scans and blood work. The week of 9/3, on 9/3, I'll go in and meet the doctor in person for kind of a final checkup on all the reports and stuff he has. And the goal will be to have the HIPEC surgery the week of 9/9. That has not been scheduled exactly, but we know it'll be that week. And it's 2 weeks after that laparoscopic procedure. So how am I feeling about all this? Well, oddly enough, this is actually a beautiful thing, but one of my good friends, Holly, thank you, Holly, for this great text that you sent a couple weeks back. But after I had sent my last video, we were texting back and forth about, I had shared was going to Cape Cod, and Holly's been on Cape Cod before. And she shared this beautiful message with me about how much she loves the Bayside. And for those of you who've never been to Cape Cod, the water rolls out about 2 or 3 miles, and then you have sand dunes and water. And then when the water rolls back in, it rolls in slowly, and it's a very gentle experience to be a part of. And it's just so magical. And so her point was how beautiful it is for the bay, how it changes in one day multiple times, and the beauty of the tide, and how the tide comes in and it goes out and it comes back in, and we can be the same and we can be a bit different, but just appreciating the rhythm of life and the rhythm of nature. And I've thought about that message so much, and it really resonated with me around how going back to do this massive surgery again in September, harkens me back to when I did my first big surgery, September of 21. And it was at the end of the month, and this will be at the beginning. But it's very interesting because it feels very parallel. At the same time, we were working on a project on our home, and now we're working on a project on our home. All that surgery happened at the end of September of 21. Now it's going to be the beginning of September of 24. But how different I am now, and how much I appreciate my growth. This challenge of having cancer has really changed me for the better. I am somebody who is physically stronger now than I was 3 years ago. I've lost weight. I've worked out more. I think mentally I'm just stronger from everything. Two, I do believe I'm, much more honoring life. The Shawshank Redemption quote, get busy living or get busy dying. And I am busy living. And, that wasn't always the case. I had dealt with a decent amount of depression. It's that perfectionism part of myself. If I didn't think I was doing a great enough job, I'd be putting that pressure down on myself. And I think that would create a layer of depression and not feeling well. So it's just so nice now to enjoy life, like enjoy having moments. And, there's that Carly Simon song, Coming Around Again. And it just feels like I'm coming around again to a similar experience I had 3 years ago, but with a much stronger remit. My physical structure is stronger. My emotional self is stronger. And after I share all that, I have to tell you, I still have some deep fear about what it could end up being, having a colostomy bag or the pain of massive abdominal surgery, which you get over, and after a couple weeks it dissipates and you don't feel so bad. But it is scary. Like, there's definitely a lot of moving parts in there. Like I said, I really trust the doctor, and I've also recognized the value of having a good mindset and focus. And so after I have my emotional freak out and, hear what the doctor wants me to do, after I have a day or two, I just reframe what is the future holding for me. And I have reframed this entire exercise into, this is in essence, fourth quarter of a sporting match, if you will. And this is our big push. We're gonna get in there and we're gonna get this stuff out, and this will be the end. And, I say this to you. Do I know it's the end? No. Do I hope it's the end? Of course I do. And so that's what I'm going to operate from, with that hope and faith in mind, and we'll deal with whatever comes from there. So coming out of surgery, probably by the end of October, I'll start some additional chemo as well. So I did do an extra chemo session this week, and I think the belief is we would do a few more chemo sessions once I get done with surgery. And so then I'll be off a few months from work as well, recovering. So lots going on. I'm so glad to have taken those 2 weeks of vacation and just being present and being outside. We were in Cape Cod and we had some great weather. Being with family was nice. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for where I'm at right now. But my honesty still, I have my moments where I get scared, but I just keep coming back to that place of, I'm coming around again. And as this tide comes back in, I'm a different person when the tide meets me now, the surgery meets me now. So I'm a stronger person emotionally, physically, and I know I can do this. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update and let you know how I was doing. Thank you everyone for sending cards and messages and, texts, anything. It's just so lovely. And I'm so grateful for all of you. I love you all so much, and I will keep you posted as I progress more on the surgery. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks everyone. Take care.